Okay, so for this Hall of Heroes, we have the Wind Sylph when awakened called Shimitae. He has very very decent skills right here. Leader skill increases the attack speed of ally monsters by arena by 24%, which is pretty great if you don't have a speed buff for your arena team. I have him and I used him a lot until I found an alternative. Next we have is the Airbender skill. Creates a hurricane around the enemy and absorbs the attack speed for 3 turns. What the skill does is it's just a massive hit against the enemy. You can probably nuke enemies with this. Next we have is Cyclone. It's an AoE, attacks all enemies 3 times, 40% chance to land a glancing effect for 2 turns. It's great when you versing enemies in arena and they have shield on them. You can just soften out that shield and then you can go with your nuke. Next we have is the Spirit Throw. Throws a small spirit at an enemy and increases your critical rate for 30% for the next turn. Now I have Shimitae build and it's pretty damn useful if you don't have an arena speed buff. Besides that, his second skill is an AoE and it gives out glancing defects on the enemies, which is useful if you are going up against a Lucian type of team. Overall, he's a good monster. If you decide not to say you already have him and you don't want to build him, use him as skill ups or maybe a Tyrone or Beretta. I already have him, so I'm going to be using him as skill ups for my Beretta. Let's go check out the various rune builds, how we can build Shimitae. Okay, so just for some additional information about Shimitae, when awakened he gets a strengthened skill Cyclone, which is his 3rd skill. He's good for arena and giant speed 10. Skill up info, it's really not necessary to skill him up, but if you want him to do the maximum damage, as if you're building him as a damage dealer, he needs to be scaled up. When he's awakened, he just basically gets a speed buff of 1. Okay, so for the rune recommendations as an early game nuker, you want to go with a Fatal, or you can go with a Rage Blade, or it can be a Fatal Blade, it can be a Fatal Wool, I would say, if you're taking him into arena and you don't want him to get stunned. But that will be more effective with a Despair type. For a giant speed 10 build, you want to go with something, a Rage Blade, Fatal or Despair. You want to get attack, crit, damage. This is the key build for all these rune builds. For an end game, if you're just using him as a speed lead for your arena team, right, you want to rune him something with Despair and whatever else, but the best one will be a Despair or Wool build. You're just using him to speed arena speed for your other monster. Say for example using a Chloe, so it's just beneficial to the Chloe as the speed leader. The other rune slot is not important, but if you want to make him an attack damage in arena, then Rage Blade is going to be your obvious choice. I have built him on full shield, and he's pretty good when it comes to arena. So say for example, if the enemy has shield on them, right, he got his second skill to AoE, remove and do some damage to that shield, or probably wipe it all off of the enemies if he has a good amount of attack. How the shield runes work for your team is that, say if your team is not fast enough and the enemy is going to move, the shield is going to be a protection to reduce that incoming damage. So I got him on full shield because I just use him as a speed arena boost. Remember that he's good for giant speed 10 because of his glancing, debuff in speed, and his good attack. He's good for arena because of his arena speed lead, and TOA, if you rune him with Despair, you can get him to do some serious stuns because he attacks 3 times with the AoE skill. He requires 12 Devilmons to be max scaled up.
Thanks for watching the video. If you made it until this point, like, share and subscribe, and until next time, peace out.